ink spot tattoo. We're here at the 420 buzZ TV show, and I'm your host, Vincent Squatch. John's giving me a tattoo of Jack Hare, who passed away this year, 2010. He's a good friend of mine, and I'm doing this in his memory. This is a picture of him in his fedora, holding the watch. It says 420 and smoking a joint. And I'm proud to have this on my arm forever. Ink spot tattoos, sponsoring this tattoo for me. Appreciate a lot, being a pot activist. And also Natural Solutions Medicinal Herbs Collective is also right here in this area, in the same building. It must have current doctor's recommendation and be bonded by California's Proposition 215. You can reach them at 707-987-3900, and they're here at 21297 on Highway 29 in Middletown, California. You can see them at MySpace /InkSpot1993. My co-host, Kurtis Kindbud.
What's up, people?
My intern, Dream Genie. And Laureen, editor and producer. Thanks again for joining us today. We'll be reading some news for you. We have our recipes, and we will be reading out of Jack Hare's Emperor Wears No Clothes, as always. Those that want to follow along can go to www.jackhare.com and follow along, and also you can reach us at www.420lakenews.com. And those of you on YouTube, hello. How are you? Thanks for joining us today.
You can also reach Kurtis Kindbud Nelson at myspace.com /Canawana 420 CANNAJUANA 420.
And all the videos are uploaded on there also. And a lot of bloopers that you don't see
And YouTube.
on our regular TV show. A lot of bloopers which are fun to see.
It's Canawana on YouTube also.
And I'd like to thank Current TV for all their support. Getting a lot of hits on that, and I thank people for watching our show. That's working here, going on. We got a beautiful tattoo going on here. That's Ink Spot Tattoo on Highway 29 in Middletown, California.
And we also got some hemp expos from the Cow Palace in San Francisco later on.
Updates. Yeah.
Updates. Curtis Kindbud was there, and he went to the after party with Los Marijuanos.
Tony boy, what's up?
I'd like to say hi to everyone at Bong TV. I appreciate everyone for watching us at www.420 Lake News, and I thank Bong Rick for the support.
Ed Rosenthal.
All right. Squatch is being tattooed with a video of Jack Hare. A video.
Portrait.
A portrait. Thank
Now,
you.
if I get tattooed with the video, we would have some really good technology going on. If I could be tattooed with the video, wouldn't that be cool to have like a video tattoo? I like that. A video tattoo.
Yeah, that's cool.
Technology.
420 buzZ today works on many different levels. Thanks for shutting the door, guys. The tattoo gun's really loud. So we're at Ink Spot Tattoo in Middletown, California. From out of town on 29, it'll be on the left side of the big yellow building just as you come into town to do some news items and some updates or current events. We went to the Life After Legalization event in Ukiah on last Saturday after the radio show, and like lawyers speaking there and people talking about the bills and what to expect if some of these bills
They
pass.
had outdoor growers there.
Yeah.
They also have people that test marijuana there.
Yes.
And some of the things they had to say about indoor grows versus outdoor grows. With a lot of the indoor grows, especially down in the south, they're starting to give customers a refund because some of the pot is a no.
Oh, whoa.
Because
I didn't miss
they're
that
either
part.
they have parasite or some kind of chemicals on them,
Yeah.
or they don't have any high at all to them. Because
because
they've been, the mother plants have the clones have blown out.
Yeah. So
And they're wanting people to buy more outdoor stuff because even the guy that tested said the outdoor stuff has better quality. Their argument was we all should stay together.
No, the
not
sun.
have an argument about indoor or outdoor.
Well, you know, the argument with that is the sun, nothing indoors can compare to the sunlight.
Yeah, they had both there, but when the indoors got up there, they said, stop bad mouthing us, you know, we should all stick together on this issue, you know, but it was pretty interesting though,
Yeah.
about what they had to say.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool event. There, a lot of people turned out in Ukiah, and a lot of professional people,
Oh,
and
lots of professional people.
lots of musicians. I noticed. And we met Richard Leigh there, who's the founder of Oaksterdam, and yeah, we talked to him about interviewing him about that bill that's coming up in November for. Yeah, about legalizing for recreational.
And they're only gonna give you a
use.
5 by 5 square, what's 25 square feet.
Yeah,
growing, so that's-
on that. Yeah, see, and those are so, you know, there's a lot of questions that people have. So we were hoping to go down and interview him. Yeah, and we were invited down. So soon, hopefully in the future.
One of our shows will be down there.
Yeah, we're hoping to tape a whole show down there for you. Kurtis, didn't you
Yeah.
attend
I
something down
attended
the
on
city?
April 7th or 17th and 18th.
Yeah.
It was the Hemp Expo in San Francisco, and that was at the Cow Palace, and they had probably 300-400 booths.
Wow.
And well, they split them in thirds. You know, they had two indoor, one for the general public, the second indoor where you had to go through security and check your
Recommendation.
your
Yeah.
recommendation. And that was probably had around 100 booths in there. And then you went down this little outdoor, they had it roped off, where you went to an outdoor smoke, where they had a public smoking for the recommendations. And
Really?
they had DJs, speakers,
Wow.
Ed Rosenthal, Henry Hemp.
Get out. So everyone's outside,
Right.
free to smoke if they want to.
Vaporizers, they had the volcano vaporizer booth, that was my favorite booth.
Really?
Yeah, they
What,
had,
what's that? What's the volcano vapor?
What it is
That's the best one now.
it was a digital one too, and it was
Wow.
a 10-foot
Yeah,
bag.
it's digital.
Hold
The
on
bag
now.
was 10 feet.
Hold on.
The bag that filled up was 10 feet long, and it just vaporized the
come on.
THC, not the vegetation.
That's amazing. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the little tube thing that you showed me earlier. That was pretty funny, and I'd never seen anything like that. And that's supposed to be the legal way, right?
Yeah, this is supposedly the legal.
That's
you
just
carry your
cracking me up.
joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, what? That's it.
Tube. Wait, there.
That's
If you
pretty
can
good.
read it, yeah, tube. So, and so you're talking about a 10-foot long.
Yeah, it was the vapor bag.
Vaporizer.
Yeah, they have smaller ones, you know, down to about a foot and a half, 18 inches or so, up to 12 feet at the VIP party afterwards at Los Marijuanas. They had a 12-foot.
When we were at Liz's last week, she talked about this vaporizer.
I
how
watched
good it was.
45 people use that bag around the, the front row. You know, just it passed the whole
How
concert.
do you
It's-
manage
what
a
it is
12-foot?
Well, there's other
big-
people hold it too, you know.
come
It's like
on,
a
this
giant
is
joint is what it looks
hilarious.
like. And it's
This
got
is
a little
like a
button you push on
powwow.
the side and go. You know, it's like like underwater, like
It's
a
an
scuba
inhale.
thing.
Wow.
It's crazy. A lot of free samples. Thanks to all you vendors down there for the shirts, the cookies, the brownies, the candy, the cinnamon buns,
Wow.
the
All
drinks.
right.
Did anything stand out as really,
Oh yeah, well it was the I would say.
besides the 10 and 12-foot vaporizers?
Well, the speakers. I mean, they had a lot of speakers. I couldn't even. I'm sure there's video of it. You know, just
Yeah.
check on YouTube at Hemp Expo.
Yeah.
On YouTube, I heard it. Know that. They had,
No, like killer candies.
Oh yeah,
treats,
they had
snacks,
they had
clothes.
lots of good candies, and my favorite would probably be they had it was like a vegetarian wrap THC,
Wow.
and they had you can't even imagine how many. There were so many booths. Probably in 2 days I went, I only saw maybe half the booths.
Wow. Well,
I have
cool.
some news from this week in Lake County.
Wow.
The Lake County Board of Supervisors meeting met April 27th, 2010, in the Lake County Board of Supervisors meeting, okay? That was the regulation for dispensing of medical marijuana and the regulations for cultivating medical marijuana. The meeting started at 10 a.m. with Richard Cole, Community Development Director, starting with a review of the regulation of dispensing of marijuana, medical marijuana. Agenda item A8A. In attendance, there were 130 people. 40 were from Kelseyville High School. They were all seniors. So,
that's interesting.
yes, and people like Dr. White, Dr. Rob, Ron Green talked, a retired dentist from a correctional facility, we didn't get his name. Approximately 6 dispensary owners talked. Program director, local radio KPFZ.
Oh, cool.
Channel 8 local TV were there. The Board of Supervisors meeting had a discussion, then opened for the public for 3 minutes each. 26 people spoke in favor of having some type of regulation. The issues that they brought up were having a license rather than zoning permits, and a major use permit, approved by CDD Director, Planning Commission. Allows dispensaries to sell retail items, edibles, to consume their meds. Having a citizens advisory committee for input on the 2 Board of Supervisors meetings, County Council and the CDD Director. And that's pretty much some of the things. Then they broke for lunch, and then they talked about the cultivation. It's hard to say that, that's a mouthful. The issues brought up there were the square footage is not enough to grow what the doctor recommends, need to address dried amount that is transported, have citizens advisory for that committee, and the board closed the meeting with the leaving with the draft ordinance that intact. There are no changes from the citizens. They do not want a citizens advisory. They will meet again in 8 weeks, and that's about it.
Did you watch the whole thing on?
I watched the whole thing. It was like
What'd you think
6-7 hours. It was pretty interesting. It was a really tell you a lot about what they're trying to change.
Yeah, what do you think really was the Board of Supervisors, kind of view or perspective?
One of the things is they wanted to change the zoning areas. They wanted not anywhere around schools and things like that. They also
that's reasonable.
There was conflict on the edible part.
Yeah.
Because even doctors got up and said people cannot cook it themselves. Some people have cancer.
Yeah.
They have to be able to get edibles from the cannabis clubs.
Because they were saying they didn't want any.
They didn't want any edibles and no retail sold.
What was the reason?
See, they can't say that they can't control the amount that's in a single product.
That was part of
that's what they're saying.
That was part of their
But
thing.
you can.
But,
It's all mathematics.
but what I heard the board say was, if it's printed on the edible, how much was put in there, how much you should eat,
Yeah.
then they would okay it.
Well, I got like 7 samples in San Francisco at the Cow Palace down there, the expo, and every single thing that I got had the nutritional value,
Right.
had 1.5 grams of a sativa or an indica, it said the strain, how much, and it told you how to use it.
Yeah.
Start with a quarter, and go out the cookie or
Whatever it is.
or whatever.
And after a while, we talked about it.
So they were basically saying that they didn't want to have edibles?
Yeah, at first they said no, but then when people came up and said, they had doctors, Dr. Rob was there.
What about concentrates?
And, no, they didn't talk about those things. They just talked about, like edibles and like pipe paraphernalia being sold on the premises.
Oh, so they didn't like that.
They didn't
Because
like that.
bongs are still illegal.
What about papers? Did they say
That's
anything
part
about?
of retail. So it would
So-
all have to be non-profit.
So you basically would take the flour, throw it in your salad, and eat it like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
so-
The Gem Fest in LA, or the Gem,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Gem Fair.
it got raided.
What?
It got
The
raided.
Gem Fair.
Yes, my friend he's a
Wait,
vendor.
they're
my-
supposed to be at the Hemp Expo, not at the Gem Fair.
Well, they raided the Gem whatever show. My friend barely made it out with 3 or 4 minutes to spare. He was a vendor. He sold, smoking devices and whatnot, and he just barely made it out of it.
Wow. In the big famous one, and where is it? Colorado or
It's
LA?
LA.
Oh, LA. Okay, that's
It'll be in
it.
Arizona next. And then
It'd be in Arizona, it'd be
Oh.
Quartzsite, Arizona next.
It's like what they judge cannabis or methamphetamine.
Oh, but
I
it
thought
isn't
it was
just,
a gem
it
fair.
is a gem fair.
It's a gem
But
fair.
they combine the gem and marijuana.
It's like a hemp expo too, similar to.
Yeah, well, I thought the gem fair, because I've been into gemstones, and I had a retail store like 20 years ago with gemstones.
But a few years ago,
and I
they
would
combined
go-
the two.
Oh, they combined it.
And they got raided, I couldn't believe it.
They combined it in
He's only
Arizona.
arrested like 1 or 2 people.
That's
Did you wanna raise
interesting,
your hand?
'cause I didn't
Yep.
know that.
Okay,
Alright, this
kindbud
is
has some news.
kindbud here. Okay, medical marijuana study advances. Nashville, Tennessee. We've got approved legislation urging the state boards of pharmacy and medical examiners to study